Some people say, hey, Doug, you should make your previews later in the day so you get the full experience of these injury reports. But wouldn't you like to see this face more often? Don't answer that. What is up, Finn fans? Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. Got some updates on the injury front for the Miami Dolphins taking on the New York Jets. We'll look at kind of the injury report and also get a little in-depth analysis from my man Barry Jackson. If you don't know who Barry Jackson is, you need to. But anyway, he wrote this article saying Dolphins McDaniel offers updates on Chubb, Armstead, Fuller, Walker, and others. Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel offered a positive outlook on the team's injury situation on Friday. McDaniel said he's optimistic that both left tackle knee, right tackle Kendall Lamb will play Sunday against visiting Jets. That Lamb one worries me a little bit. McDaniel said Lamb had a very good week in terms of getting his body right. Lamb said he will definitely play Sunday. Well, hopefully you play better than you did against the Green Bay Packers because you are going up against a very good defensive front with the New York Jets. Armstead has played for weeks with a knee injury that has kept him out of practice most days over the past month. He's that vet. He doesn't, as long as he continues to play at the high level he is, I'm fine with it. He's just that rare breed. Defensively, cornerback Kendall Fuller is still in concussion protocol, but could clear later Friday. Hopefully, we'll be through it this afternoon. The expectation is he will play Sunday. I'll be shocked if he's not out of concussion protocol by the time you're watching this or a little after you watch this. Fuller's missed 3 games after a second concussion this season, something that he probably should get looked at. McDaniel also expressed optimism that cornerback Kender Kohu with a back injury and linebacker Anthony Walker with a hamstring will play Sunday. I'm assuming there are no setbacks during Friday's practice. Well, from what I'm hearing, there isn't, and we'll get to those. And how they feel after been positive for both. Been positive for them this week. This is what happens to a human being when he, throughout the week, gets about 4 hours of sleep a night because his 4-year-old keeps waking up, and then he works normally after everyone's asleep because he gets peace and quiet to record videos and edit them and upload them for 50,000 people that he loves very much. I can't speak. Kohu injured his back during the Packers game. Walker injured his hamstring during the November 24th against the Patriots. Terrell Dodson replaced him against Green Bay, and I think Terrell Dodson did well against Green Bay. They didn't rush for us much, but we had a hard time getting after the quarterback and tackling. Meanwhile, outside linebacker Bradley Chubb and Cam Good and long snapper Blake Ferguson, who McDaniels effectively calls the window dudes. That's a horrible name. He calls them the window dudes. On Friday, will complete their third day of 21-day practice window. McDaniel said it's a lot to expect for them to be activated this soon, but that a decision is not final and that he and general manager, hopefully former general manager Chris Greer, will discuss the matter after Friday's practice and speak with both players. Neither Chubb nor Good have played since sustaining knee injuries late last season. They've been on the physically unable to perform list since July. I would be shocked, absolutely dumbfounded, oodle caboodle, out of my mind. If you don't know what oodle caboodle is, you're too young. If Chubb plays, shocked. Now, I think what's going to happen is, depending on what happens on Sunday, if the Dolphins win and there's a big jump in percentages. Right now, the Dolphins have a 13% chance to make the playoffs. If they beat the Jets, it goes up to like 18%, but then also if some other teams, like if the Chargers lose to the Chiefs and then there's like another game, if something happens, it shoots up to like 20%. And then if they win next week, it shoots, and It keeps going. To the point is, you get to 10-7, you make the playoffs. It's very likely they make the playoffs if they go to 10-7 because a lot of these teams play each other. And I talked all about this on Monday, and I will also talk all about this. No, I talked about it on Tuesday, and I will also talk all about this after Week 14's games if the Dolphins win. If they don't win, I don't see Bradley Chubb playing this season because there is no point. If they lose to the Jets, their season is officially bonk, bonk, bonk. You put the last nail in the coffin, over. So if they win on Sunday, I think you see Bradley Chubb versus the Texans. If they lose on Sunday, I don't think you'll see Bradley Chubb. I think you'll see Tyreek Hill go to the IR. He'll probably get some type of surgery on his wrist. I think you'll see Javon Holland probably go. I think you'll see Teron Armstead go to IR with the knee injury. I think you'll just start to see all these guys just flutter away, all these vets, and we start to see the young guys for the last 4 games. That's honestly what I think, and I'll be shocked if it doesn't happen. McDaniel did not rule out edge player Tyus Bowser or cornerback Cam Smith playing again this season. If they're needed, Bowser knee would be eligible to return from injury reserve with 2 games remaining. Smith shoulder could play in the regular season finale. No point. There's just no point. On another note, McDaniel did not attribute Raheem Mostert's limited carries recently to his hip injury that is limiting his practice participation. I can't get the words out. Mostert has 10 carries in the past 4 games. He had a couple of things pop up, McDaniel said. It's important to me with a very talented backfield that everyone gets opportunities. Lack of carries is a lot less to do with Raheem not doing something or can't, and much more to do with multiple talented players who are taking advantage of opportunities as well. I know he will help us this season, aka youth movement. Pretty much all in all, it's a youth movement. I would be shocked. And again, when the season's over, I will show you kind of what I expect to happen with the cap space and everything, because everyone's freaking out over the cap space. I see it on Twitter and everything. And, you know, I try to make these videos to give you guys a better understanding and give you some of the knowledge I have. It's not a lot. Trust me, it's not a lot. It's a hamster on a wheel in here. Half the time he's taking a nap. But the Dolphins can clear a lot of cap space. There's like 3 moves they can do. Plus the cap space is going to go up. So let's stop worrying about the cap space. And I'll talk about that when the season's over. Hopefully that's not anytime soon. I still like watching competitive Dolphin football. Last little tidbit, just wanted to show you here. Again, you know, I constantly talk about this down on the bottom. This is what I constantly bring up. Limited participation means less than 100% of players' normal reps. So like when you see like limited here for Tyreek Hill, that means he's just had a little less than yada yada. But you see here the Dolphins, they're all questionable. There's no one definite out. But again, Bradley Chubb, Blake Ferguson, Cameron Good, I don't think they'll play. But you look at the Jets here, CJ Mosley is out, and Sauce Gardner and Breece Hall are doubtful. So they are banged up even more on defense and in the running game, which is huge for the Miami Dolphins. And you have questionable here from 4 offensive linemen and their cornerback. So a lot of critical information coming from that front. But overall, and I said this in the preview, you got to win this game. The Dolphins, like I said, are sitting at 13%. Let me real quick look up the rest of the schedule for this week, because we would need the Chiefs to beat the Chargers, and the Colts don't play. I think the Colts are on a bye. Who's on a bye this week? Yeah, Colts. Pretty much everyone that we need to lose is on a bye. You got Denver, Indy, and Baltimore, and even Houston, because if Houston starts to lose and we beat Houston, that would be crazy if that flips and Indy kind of goes above them, because Indy has a very easy schedule. But the teams that we need to lose are on a bye. So as of today, as of this week, all we need to happen is we got to win. And then the Sunday night game, Kansas City beats the Chargers. Then we sit back and we're like, all right, we did our job. We did our part. Now we go into the following week, and that following week is going to be incredibly important because, again, we need to win. and we need to win against a competitive team in the Houston Texans. And then you have the Colts and Broncos facing each other. That's huge for the Dolphins. You have the Ravens taking the Giants on. They're going to win that game. There's no point in even kind of debating that. Tampa and Chargers is a big game due to the fact that Tampa's not a pushover. So next week is huge, especially with that Colts-Denver game. And I say Denver needs to win that game. But I'll talk about that after... I don't think Monday night's game is anything pertaining to the Dolphins. Kind of Cincinnati, Dallas, but I think I'll still make my where we stand when it comes to playoff position after Monday morning. I'll put it out because Cincinnati's kind of in the rearview mirror. They keep losing. And then I'll look at draft where we're sitting at in draft picks because I think right now we are sitting at pick number 12. So we're at that point in the season. Let me show you real quick before we get out of here. We're at that point in the season where we can keep winning and go to 10-7, and then we end up in here in the teens like we did last year, or we start losing. And, best case scenario in my mind, we'll probably end up at pick 8 or 7. I don't think we'll lose bad enough to surpass. Well, if we get swept by the Jets, they would jump ahead of us because obviously then 5-5. But I don't think we'll lose bad enough to get into the top 5. These guys are pretty bad. So that's what I got for you guys on this Saturday. I hope you guys have a fantastic Saturday. I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. My dad will not be here. He is currently on vacation. So hopefully he's having a nice little vacation with my mom. But yeah, you'll see me tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Dolphins hosting the Jets. I know some of you guys are like, what's the point of winning? We're going to go in the playoffs and get knocked out first round. Hey, you never know. But I am a Dolphin fan through and through, and I will be rooting for them through and through. So other than that, like usual, stay classy. And fins up.